Oh, hello everybody and welcome to World of Monsters, movie monster reviews. That's right, where we review the monster of the movie and not the movie itself. Today we're jumping into Insidious, where we'll be talking about the demon, also known as Lipstick Face Demon, Man with Fire on His Face, or the Red Face Demon. So let us get started. Alright, so as mentioned, today we're going to be talking about the demon. We'll be referring to him as the Red Face Demon. I think that's better than the Lipstick Face Demon. And so he appears in Insidious Part 1, and a little bit, there's a hint of him in Insidious Part 3 at the very end of the movie. This is a type of demon that possesses the human body when the astral body, has ventured too far into the astral realm. That's right, we're talking about out of body here, as there is a common belief that people leave their bodies every night, and some believe that they leave them sometimes, and then others believe that you can control when your body goes out and go to various planes and dimensions and places in this and the other realms. But in the movie, they speak of a place far within the astral realms, a place called the Further. And within that place there is a demon. Surrounding that place there are spirits of many kinds that want to possess bodies. But beyond, within that further, there is a realm. There is a layer, the layer of the demon. That's right, the red-faced demon. And so it happens that if your body, the astral body, ventures out and stays out too long and gets lost within the astral realms and even goes out beyond into the further, the demon can then possess their body within this realm and wreak havoc all over the place. We first get an audio glimpse in the movie of the demon as we can hear it on the baby monitor. The mother hears some strange noises on the baby monitor and then puts it up to her face, and then she can hear it say, "I want it now." That's right, what is it talking about? Of course, the body. That's what it wants the body. And so, what happens with the child, the little son called Dalton? He goes too far in the astral realms. He gets lost in the further and stays out. Because in his lack of knowledge, he thinks this is all a dream and goes into it innocently and gets himself stuck. We find him later chained to the ground at the demon's lair as his father presents himself as a hero and ventures out after his son into the further. So now, having covered a little bit of the background of the demon in the movie, let's talk about its actual appearance. It has a rather humanoid, average type of build with black smooth skin covering the entire body. As you would imagine, it has a grisly, wicked tail on it with a spade at the very end that is biforked into two. It has fur running down its legs, starting at the knees, going downward on the calves, onto the feet. And no feet, no! These are hooves, big, scary, sharp hooves at the bottom. Its hands appear to be heavily clawed, and when I say heavily clawed, these aren't even its own claws. These are metallic claws that are attached to its fingers. How evil is that? Moving up to its balding head, it has tufts of hair on the sides. It has a slightly elongated downward nose. All of the teeth are sharp, not just 2 or 4. All of them are sharpened teeth. And of course, also a forked tongue. And what appear to be yellow eyeballs at times with slits in them, and at other times white with tiny black pupils. And then finally, the red markings on its face. It is also known to make crackling noises before you see it, before it appears. One of my speculations is that this demon was an old man, because if you look at the body, it's not heavily muscled, it's rather normal male body. But when you look at that old male sort of hairstyle, and as we see it sharpening its claws, it's listening to Tiptoe Through the Tulips, a song which came out in 1929, and around him we see puppets and dolls. And the environment, the demon's realm, is a sort of an old classic theater type of environment. So I'm brainstorming that possibly he was a doll maker, a puppet maker, or some sort of entertainer or artist. Or maybe that's a metaphor or passion that he is indeed a demon and loves to possess other bodies, and those puppets are sort of his play toys and symbolism of his true passion and desire, his need, his want to take over a human body. So if he was such a man, maybe he went to sleep, maybe he ventured too far, he got lost in the further and he got stuck. His physical body slowly died, and as it did, he became more demonized and more demonized, wanting to come back to this realm, seeking a new body for himself, and so his appearance slowly changed. Maybe he was losing his mind and he put lipstick on himself, or maybe that's just part of the skin that broke up there as he was angry or tortured by not being able to live with his family, loved ones, friends, or just that past life he remembers in the physical realm. Being that it is not actually a spirit, but rather a demon, its life is endless. He is indeed immortal within the astral realms. Also, there is a clear possibility in the movies that he has the power to control the other spirits of the astral realms, as when we see the spirit form of a younger boy appear in the movie. He's playing the same song the demon was playing, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, so we have that connection there, so it's quite possible the demon was sending out spirits to help them to bring the boy into his lair so that he can take over his body. Now let's jump into the strengths and weaknesses. Even though its powers are limited within the physical realm, in the astral realm, in the further particularly, its powers are unlimited. It isn't godlike, but it is obviously more powerful than an average human being would be in their own environment. It has the ability to entirely possess a human, take control of its body and way of thinking at all times, meaning it still maintains the ability to act like a human being and as if nothing is going wrong, and living out its days in that body until old age, unless it screws up and decides to do something evil again. It has powerful claws, as we can see it tear into the walls as it simply climbs across on it. Imagine what it could do to a human skull or a child's skull. Also, with that increased strength, it has more speed within those realms, as it is indeed the actual leader of the further. How many furthers are there? Who knows? But in this movie, it is the leader of that particular further in that particular area of the astral realms. And then don't forget the ability to control other spirits and possibly lesser demons out there. Now let's look into a few weaknesses. Well, it is bound to the further, and when I say to the further, only the further. It cannot even go into the other realms of the astral planes. It is only to be within the area of the further behind the red door. Within the physical plane, it has very limited powers, as we can see. A bloody handprint it's created. It's moved things about in the room. It can make glimpses and appearances and shift with people's minds and ways of thinking just ever so slightly. But this is only when it's starting to get close to possessing an actual body. Once it's in possess of the body, it has the limits of that body. It can do whatever it wants with that body, but it doesn't possess any extra powers or anything like that. It simply has control over that body. Another weakness I would have to point out is the mentality of these demons. It is rather brutal, or could we say primitive. It doesn't speak much, it doesn't go around things in an intellectual way, but in a rather aggressive, very violent, brutal way, which may cause and create a lot of mistakes along the way. For example, even if it did end up possessing a strong body and nobody caught it in the first place, then within a year or 2 or 3, it would probably end up committing some kind of murder. Alright, now the power level. Yes, the power level. From 1... Oh, I didn't think about this. 1 being a spider, 5 being a somewhat small dragon, and 10 being a celestial being outside of the limits of time and space. I would have to say that this demon, the red-faced demon of Insidious, would have to be a 3 to 4. If we're talking in this realm, in the physical realm, we had the same demon with the same powers that it would have in the further, then I would say it would have about a 3.5. That means handling regular humans such as peasants and farmers with ease, but maybe having issues confronting a more experienced warrior or an experienced orc, for example. Now I want to go up to a 4 because it does have that ability to possess. That's right, any creature that falls asleep and goes into the astral realms it could possess. But I draw the limits here. I draw the limits that it has to be some kind of organism with a similar level of mind as this demon, because if it's a more advanced mind, I would think it would have more difficult time possessing. Hence in the movie we see it trying to possess a child rather than adults. Maybe 4 being able to possess some silly big ogre that's fallen asleep, but probably not some humanoid wizard. And also I would draw the line at body size, that this demon would not be able to possess a large creature such as a giant, even if its mind is not at the same level. If it's a bit more simple than the demons, it would still take a lot of energy to possess such a thing. In my mind, in my fantasy, it all comes down to energy, and to possess such a larger creature, a smaller demon would have to expand quite a bit of energy, making it hard harder to do. That's why I draw the line at a power level of 4. Overall, I enjoyed the concept of the red-faced demon. I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't overly muscular and powerful even within the further. I love those contrasting colors of red and black, and those creepy sharp hooves and the tufts of hair or fur that appear on his genitalia region, the bottoms of his legs, and on the sides of its head. If you take a closer look at the tail, you will see just how cool it is, so that's definitely got extra points for me. And again, the whole body being overall black. The claws, I don't know. Since the claws are synthetic, they are not part of the demon. It just applied them as better torture mechanisms or for fighting or to protect its real claws, or maybe somehow it has merged with them. It is a cool extra thought, although the rest of the demon is completely in the nude and somewhat natural looking, other than the red on its face. Again, whether that is paint or whether that is its actual skin tone is a good question in relation to those claws as well. One of the first things that caught me when I saw the demon was its facial appearance. It had that sort of oriental, specifically Japanese look to it that you see with a lot of demons with the red and black. So I thought that was pretty original as well. So speaking of that, let's jump into the similar beasts out there. As I just mentioned, I have to re-mention the Japanese demons. Other devil, demon, and daemon concepts out there, especially the older and more traditional ones. Freddy Krueger, and especially with his claws and his extra powers and abilities within the dream realm. I might as well mention it now. Darth Maul from Star Wars. Night Gaunt of D&D, which prey upon sleepers. The Nightmare Creature of D&D. Then we have Yugoloths, which were formerly better known as a variety of daemons in D&D. There you have it. And if you have any other suggestions for similar creatures to this one, do let me know down below in the comments. And of course, let me know what movie monster you would like me to review next on the show. And so fare thee well. This has been Monster Master Arthur. And remember, don't lose yourself in your sleep. Oh, hey there! Glad I caught you before you left. If you enjoy these movie monster reviews, then please let me know and do subscribe to the channel for more. That's right, and do leave a like, join our group, our World of Monsters group on Facebook, and please let your friends know about it. Also, we got a lot of other monster stuff going on here, so make sure you check that out. See ya!